Israel is facing immense pressure from its citizens to bring hostage negotiations back to the table. Anger and sorrow have been mounting in Israel after the IDF admitted to killing 3 hostages on Friday. Thousands gathered outside Israel's defense headquarters in Tel Aviv to protest the Israel military's action and call on the Netanyahu government to do more to release the hostages from Gaza. Hostages who were earlier freed during a week-long truce also joined the rallies and pressured Israeli authorities to ramp up efforts to bring back the remaining hostages.
לפני 10 ימים הגעתי לפגישה עם חברי הקבינט. התחננתי בפני הקבינט, וכולנו הזהרנו שלחימה עלולה לגרום לפגיעה בחטופים. לצערי צדקתי. אני ניצלתי. אך אם המתווה לשחרור החטופים היה נדחה בשבוע, אולי לא הייתי פה.
While protests and rallies rock Tel Aviv, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed that a fresh round of hostage negotiations with Qatar's mediation is currently underway. This even as he said Israel would fight to the end. However, the Israeli leader did not confirm reports of a meeting between Mossad head David Barnea and Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdurrahman Al Thani.
אנחנו פועלים גם עם קטר וגם עם מצרים. יש לנו ביקורת קשה על קטר. אתה עוד, אני מניח, תשמע את זה. אבל כרגע אנחנו מנסים להשלים את המהלך של שחרור חטופינו.
However, Hamas has asserted its position that the group will not come to the negotiation table until Israel stops bombarding Gaza. A statement by the militant group revealed that its official position has been conveyed to all mediators. As domestic pressure in Israel escalates, there has also been a flurry of action on the diplomatic front. U.S. Defense Secretary Lord Austin is currently on a trip to West Asia. The trip, which begins in Israel, will also involve a visit to Qatar and Bahrain. Potential talks around the hostage situation, escalating death toll in Gaza, and rising maritime tensions in the Red Sea will be high on Lloyd's agenda. At the same time, the battleground in Gaza continues to remain tense and volatile. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, close to 19,000 Gazans have been killed by Israeli airstrikes and ground offensive. 90% of Gaza's population has also been rendered homeless. The West Bank as well. Tensions continue to escalate as the Israeli military carries out raids in the region. According to reports by Palestinian Red Crescent Society, Israeli soldiers were seen blocking ambulances. An injured person is believed to have died in the Nur Shams camp after the ambulances were prevented from entering the area despite coordination through the Red Cross. We earlier spoke to Elon Levy. He's a spokesperson for the Israeli government, and this is what he had to say.
What we're seeing, unfortunately, is a shameful attempt by international officials to deflect blame onto Israel to cover up the fact that they have been covering up for Hamas. Israel has, since the beginning of this war, placed no restrictions whatsoever on humanitarian necessities going into Gaza. We want to see as much food, water, medicine, and shelter reach the people of Gaza. The problem is there's a backlog at the Rafah crossing, and the problem is that UN agencies aren't able to distribute the aid at the pace that Israel is inspecting it. We have the capacity to more than double the entry of aid into the Gaza Strip, but the UN agencies on the ground aren't able to distribute it quickly enough. And on top of all of that, we know that Hamas has been stealing aid, and I'm sure that you've been covering those images as well of Hamas gunmen hijacking aid trucks. And unfortunately, all the UN agencies that are feigning concern for civilians in Gaza, the World Health Organization, the Red Cross, UNICEF, UNRWA, none of them have a single word of criticism for Hamas stealing aid from the desperate civilians in Gaza who need it. And we think it's about time that international agencies point the finger very clearly at the source of this crisis, and that is Hamas, the terror organization that launched this war with the October 7th massacre and is doing its best to manufacture a humanitarian crisis because it wants to generate sympathy, to generate diplomatic pressure, to get Israel to stop defending itself, and so Hamas can be let off and get off the hook for the October 7th massacre.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.